everyone and welcome back to my channel. So I took an unintentional YouTube break, so I thought the best way to kind of say hi, I'm back, would be to do a Q&A. If you have Instagram, you'll see on Insta stories that there's this new feature which says ask me anything or ask me a question. So I just posted it on there and I got so many questions that I couldn't keep up with replying on my stories, so I thought I'd do it all in a video. I really like watching these videos. One, because I'm really nosy, but also I think it's a really nice and fun way to get to know somebody a bit more, and they would answer things that maybe they wouldn't just voluntarily say. So before I start, if you are new to my channel, my name is Natasha. I'm a married mum of 3. I have Elise, who is 6, soon to be 7, Charlie, who is 4, and Olivia, who is 5 months. Nearly 6 months. Oh. My life is quite busy and manic. I also have a dog, Maximus, our black lab, big Rosie. And my husband is in the military, so I am solo parenting quite a lot of the time. So that is my little introduction. Just thought I would mention a little bit about me before I started the Q&A, in case you are new here, in case you wondered who some of these people were, if they cropped up in questions. I won't say who asked the question, just because the question thing is a private thing, so I don't know whether they would be happy for me to share their Insta handle, so I'm just going to read the questions. Okay, so the first one is teething help. So I was going to do a whole video on teething help, but products that I would recommend would be Ashton & Parsons teething granules. I find they work a lot better than the gel. With the gel, I always found that I'd put them in my baby's mouths and they just end up eating it. Also, wetting a muslin and then putting it in the freezer just for a little bit, and then letting them chew on it is really, really nice for their gums. It's something my health visitor told me with Elise and she absolutely loved it, or even like a flannel, something like that. What's your favourite colour? My favourite colour is purple. You do a live soon? Yes, I will. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, I will leave my handle here if I can figure out how to do it, but it's at Living the Mummy Life, sorry, same as my YouTube name, and every now and again I do some lives on my Insta stories, and I Insta story most days as well, so if you have Instagram and you'd like to come and follow me over there, please do. Next question, would you rather never have anxiety again or win the lottery? Oh, that's a really tough question. If I say win the lottery, that's going to sound really materialistic, isn't it? I'm going to go with winning. I would rather win the lottery, purely because I am now at a place in my life where I feel like I can control my anxiety, and then with the money I would be able to further any help that I would need, and then in turn do something positive with that money to kind of help other people in a similar situation. As I've mentioned before, a lot of my experiences with anxiety and depression is what spurred me to start my blog and my YouTube, and I would really love to give something back in that area. So if I was a millionaire, that wouldn't be an issue, would it? Question, I think you are a fabulous mama, my favourite account on Insta. Queen. Oh, bless you, thank you. Sorry, that was just a comment. Next question, how long have you lived in Devon? I've lived here my whole life. So I have lived in Devon for just over 5 years now. I moved down in the June of 2013. My maths is shocking. A little bit of background, I'm originally from Sussex. We moved down here because of my husband's job, but yeah, I've been living here 5 years and I do really like it. Next question, nights out or nights in? Definitely a night in. It used to be nights out, and I went out at the weekend, and I'm now day 4 post hangover and I still feel like I'm dying. Okay, would you like any more children? So this is a bit of a hard question because it's a bit of both. Yes, I would love to have more children, and at the same time, no. I have always been one of these people that is just naturally broody, and I think I always will be. I've always wanted 3. 3 was always kind of my magic number. Because of my husband's job, he is away quite a lot and I don't have any family around me, so it is incredibly hard a lot of the time. Most of the time I do feel like a single mum, so to throw another one in the mix I think would just absolutely finish me off, if I'm honest. If my husband had a different job and he really wanted a 4th, I could be persuaded to have another one, but I'm pretty sure we're not going to. Is wee Olivia spoon feeding yet, and if so, do you find it's helped reflux? So she turns 6 months on the 23rd of July, so yeah, like next week. And yes, we've started spoon feeding her. We started a few weeks ago, just a little, like a few mouthfuls here and there of just puree food. It's what I did with my other 2. I never did the baby-led weaning. To be honest with Elise, it wasn't a thing. People would probably shriek in horror if you gave a baby a bit of carrot or a bit of broccoli or something. With Charlie, it was just kind of starting to come about, and to be honest, the whole idea made me really nervous, so I didn't want to do it. But this time around I'm planning to do a bit of like pureed stuff and baby-led weaning, and yes, I have noticed a bit of a difference with her reflux. She's not as bad, but she still isn't 100% great. But we are only doing 1 meal a day at the moment, so I'm hoping that when she maybe cuts out a feed and we are introducing more food, that will then definitely help it. It certainly helped with Charlie. He also suffered with reflux, and once we weaned him I did notice a difference. Oh sorry, there's a few questions. I feel like you need to do a live soon. Yes, I will do. Is it coming home? I assume that was the football. I thought it was gonna. Sadly it did not. What was the hardest thing about going from 1 child to 2? I'm about to have my 2nd. I would say the hardest thing was sort of adjusting to splitting your time. I mean, going from no babies to 1 baby is like a big old slap in the face, and you're like, what the hell has just happened to me? But with 1 to 2, I panicked that I wouldn't be able to divvy up my time. You know, what would I do if both of them needed me? But I would say, as long as you've got your first one in a good routine, and when I say that, a routine that works for you. I think every family is different with bedtimes, feeding arrangements, that sort of thing. You will find over the weeks that your 2nd will just slot into that. Don't put any pressure on it the first few weeks. I would say the first 6 weeks, just enjoy that newborn bubble. Don't focus too much on getting in a routine or anything. It will just come naturally. But yeah, I would say it was splitting my time, but you know, as the months and weeks went on, you just learn to adjust, just like you do when you first become a mum. It's all a bit scary and a bit new and a bit daunting at the start, but you'll find your groove, as they say, and you'll be fine. So good luck and congratulations. Any plans for the 6 weeks holidays? Yes, we are going away to Centre Parks for 5 days, like Monday to Friday break. We are seeing family. We have my sister-in-law coming over from Dubai. She's going to be staying with us a little bit. And sadly, Rich will be deploying for about 3 months. So that's going to be the first half of the holidays. We'll just be, you know, lots of family time, days out, that sort of thing. And then after that, I've got some events coming up that I'm hoping I'm going to be able to attend, childcare dependent. Just seeing friends and just keeping ourselves really busy, really. Next question, what job do you do? So officially my title is a stay-at-home mum. I'm not working at the moment. I am lucky that I do make a bit of money from doing like this and YouTube and Instagram, but I don't feel, sorry, I got really itchy ear. I wouldn't call it my job at the moment. I call it my hobby that sometimes pays. I would absolutely love to make it my full-time job. I don't really know what constitutes as making it. I guess when you get like a regular monthly income, and I'm not quite there with it yet. So yeah, stay-at-home mum is my official title. But before I had children, I did a mixture of customer service roles and office work, and I'm also a trained beauty therapist. So I've worked in spas for on and off for about 8 years as well. Where did you live before Devon? I'm from Sussex. I was born in Surrey, raised in Sussex. Another question, do you want more kids? I've already answered that, yes and no. When did you stop pumping and what formula is Olivia on? So I've had issues with breastfeeding all of my children. I have done a video a bit about breastfeeding and products that I recommend. So I pumped, not exclusively because it was hard with 3 kids and bottle feeding and all that stuff, for it was almost 6 weeks, and with that I put her on cow and gate milk, and it worked out really well, and I did it with my older 2 as well, and yeah, it just worked for us. He's 9 months and still doesn't make any attempts to feed himself. Any tips, please feel free to tag me. So I did answer that one on my Insta stories, but if you are struggling with a child that isn't interested in feeding themselves, I would say at 9 months not to worry too much. My eldest, Elise, was a really lazy eater. She would not feed herself, not even a bottle, until she was well over a year. She just a bit of diva, and she still is now. So I wouldn't worry too much. I would say try and make their food very colourful. Try different cutleries, try sort of the picnic plates, and little so they can go in the sections, and just make the food really colourful and bright. Try different knives and forks, see what works for them. Try different cups or bottles, because I'm not 100% sure if you mean food or drinks. I regularly switch up, not so much now they're older, my older 2, but when they were younger I would change out their feeding cups, plates, cutlery, just to keep it exciting for them, so they were like, oh, it's a new plate, oh, it's a new cup, and they'll kind of want to eat and drink out of it basically. How many times a day do you say under your breath FFS? Probably too much, too many to count. It's like the mum thing, isn't it? Right, where are you up to with your school appeal? So I'm going to just rush through this because it's a very long story. Basically, obviously my eldest is in primary school. Charlie starts in September. For many reasons, we did not get him into the same school as her, so we appealed it. Sadly, they still don't feel that our reasons are good enough, and they declined it. I have, however, found a very good school for Charlie to attend that is just a few minutes away, and what's kind of helped the situation is that we weren't the only family. There was actually 8 of us, so he's actually going to be with a majority, quite a few of the children that he would have been going to that particular primary school anyway, so it's kind of the best worst case situation we're in. Does that make sense? We are still going through the process to see if there's any way we can kind of move him across, maybe reception year 1, but we'll just play it out. But for the moment, I'm as happy as I can be given the situation. Do you like living in Devon? Yes, I do. I really miss my friends and family, but I do love Devon. The beaches, the countryside, I think it's a lovely place to bring up children, so that does make me want to stay here. Where have you been? We've missed you. Oh right, I answered that on my Insta story, sorry. How and what did you use to start blogging? Not 100% what in terms of equipment or how I did it. So I basically just set up my blog using Blogger. It's a free platform for bloggers to use. I didn't really know too much about it, and then as time's gone on, I've edited it and changed the format and the layout of my blog to kind of personalise it more to me. With my YouTube channel, again, I just started up a channel. I had just an old video camera that I used, but now that I've kind of progressed with it and I'm doing more and more, I purchased more sort of kit. So now I use an Apple, what is it called? Mac Pro AirBook. I'm not very good with technology. And the camera I film on, that I'm filming on right now, is the Olympus Pen EPL7. I absolutely love it. I still don't know or understand all of its full capabilities, but it's a very nice camera, so I'll leave a link to it below. I believe they've now got the 8 out, or possibly even the 9. I also use a light, which I've got on me now, just to kind of brighten me up and make me look a little bit more alive. But if you're thinking about doing it, just do it. And you know, it doesn't matter what anyone thinks, or you're a bit unsure of how it's going to go, or if you're worried that anyone isn't going to watch. Trust me, there will be people out there that are going to watch you. It can take some time. I mean, I'm still nowhere near where I want to be, and a lot of that is because I just haven't had the time to throw myself into it the way I wanted to. But yeah, if you're thinking about starting, just go for it. Is this weather affecting Liv? She's been okay with it actually, not too bad. We've just kept her really cool, stripped her down, she's either in a nappy or a vest. You can probably hear her cooing right now. We have a fan on in our room at night, and we just lay a very thin muslin over her if she does feel a little bit cool. How's the Cambridge weight plan going? So if you didn't know, I am doing Cambridge weight plan. I am going to do an entire video on it. It is going well. I have kind of plateaued this week. That's because I went up to the next step for a few weeks, purely because I had a lot of things going on, like family parties and stuff, and I just wanted to be able to enjoy it and be able to eat a little bit more. So I have now gone back down to step 2, which is the no carbs, no sugar. Quite difficult, but yeah, it's going okay, and I am going to do an entire video on that because I've got loads of questions since I said that I've started it. Next question: after your first labour, were you scared and anxious second time, third time around? I wasn't as nervous for the second time around because I had a really good birth the first time. I would say going into it the third time, I was probably my most nervous in a weird kind of way, because I'd had 2 very different experiences. Charlie's wasn't a horrific labour, but it wasn't the best. I've done their labour and delivery stories, I'll try and link them below. But I practiced hypnobirthing for my 3rd delivery, and it was amazing. Completely recommend it to anybody. I will leave the links of the videos that I used and watch. My birth was amazing, and I'd do it every day of the week if I could. So I'm gonna have to leave it there because this video I think is already about 15-20 minutes long. I didn't actually realise how many questions I was asked, so I'll do like a part 1 and a part 2. But thank you so much for all your questions. If you ever want to ask me a question, and little one is getting a bit grumpy now, please do leave a comment below or send me an email if you want it to be a bit more private, and I will try and get back to you. But yeah, I'm looking forward to being back. I've got lots of ideas and videos to come your way, and if you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. It would mean the world. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I've got to go and do my mummy duties now. Oh, Liv. See you soon. Bye.